Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and we are sitting at day 9 of Anthony's 31 Days of Tarot. And I'm going to do 9, 10, 11, and 12. Because next few days I've got things to do and I don't want to do a video. But because part of that is because 9 and 10, 9 is tarot goals for 2021, and my tarot goals are just to kind of dive deeper and do a deeper dive into tarot and to better educating myself in tarot, more so than I am now. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. So that basically number 9, my tarot goals were just for basically to immerse myself deeper into tarot and basically learn more, educate myself more in it. Number 10 is if you could design a 79th tarot card that everyone would use, what would it look like and what would it represent? And I've actually given this a lot of thought because I've actually had some cards come to mind. I can see them. I can't draw or do any kind of artwork to save my life. But I could write about it. But I would actually create a card that represents spirit. And I've actually seen, my calendar last year had this beautiful Amazonian, like, princess on it. And I kind of picture something like that, like with Mayan and Aztec and all these native ancient cultures immersed in one card to represent spirit. The human spirit. And I think that's a beautiful idea. So that would be, and here comes my cat. He's obsessed with this new stone I got. Just got this today. It's rose quartz. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to bite everything. So that would be number 10. And then number 11, he's trying to get near the candle. Number 11 would be tarot decks that you want to work with more in 2021. And I literally just pulled out, because 11 and 12 is oracle decks that you want to work with more in 2021. And why are you obsessed with that? Quit. Get off of it. I'm doing both of those basically on decks that I haven't used in a while. Because all the decks I wanted to work with this year, that I've been getting in, I've worked with for the most part. Just a second, I gotta move him off here. Okay, he keeps climbing up there to go after the rose quartz. I don't know why. Driving me crazy. So again, day 10 or day 11 is tarot decks that you want to work with in 2021. And they are in no particular order. Just grabbing what I can. He's losing his mind. So this is a new Area Elements Tarot. I did use it quite a bit when I first got it. He's back up here. I'm going to have to move this, because he's trying to get it. And it's all about the elements in this deck. It comes with a couple cards, a couple spreads. But this deck is gorgeous. And I bought it strictly... I'm going to have to move everything. Strictly for shadow work. These are the backs. This deck is gorgeous. And it works with the elements. I love that sun card. It's black and white kind of, but there's something about it. And this deck is quite dark. None of the images I'm showing you now seem dark, but there's darkness in this deck, quite a bit of it. And that could be why I use it a lot when I first got it. I love that Emperor. And then put it away, because it's almost like you need to put it away after a while, after you used it for a minute, because you need to digest everything that it's giving you. He's knocking everything off my table. Oh, yeah, look at that. Crazy. But this is a beautiful deck, and I love it. So I just want to kind of reacquaint myself with this deck a little bit. And for 2021. So for the next deck, it's fairly new. It's the Fairy Lights Tarot. It's a companion deck to the, and that was published by U.S. Games. Fairy Lights Tarot is by Lucia Mattioli, published by La Scarabero. Yeah, I had to tape up the box because it already like ripped. But it's the companion deck to the Tarot of the Hidden Secret Forest. I don't know why I keep saying hidden. But it's beautiful. I really haven't used it since I bought it. I wanted it because it is the companion deck to the other, and I love the other deck. I've used it so much this year. And I just really haven't used this one yet, just because I've gotten quite a few decks in the last few weeks, last couple months of the year, and this was one of them. And I just haven't used it really yet. But it is beautiful. Where the Tarot of the Secret Forest seems darker, this one seems light and airy. So to me, it is a good balance of the two decks. I just love it. I love the imagery. Not the extra cards there, but I love the imagery in it, and it's beautiful. So that is the Fairy Lights Tarot. Yeah, I'm going to be using that more this year, hopefully. And then we have Antique Anatomy Tarot. I do want to get into being able to read pips better. And not rely so much on the imagery, but I think as an intuitive medium, intuitive reader, I kind of rely on a lot of those images. I did edge this in like a rose wine color. But this is a beautiful deck, and this was kind of like the fear of missing out deck. I needed it, and then when I went to buy it, I couldn't find it anywhere. And then it was on, I don't know if it's finally out of stock for good at this point. But I found it on, like Urban Outfitters. I'm like, that's weird. For like $30. But it's beautiful. And it was always at the top of my list of decks I wanted, as well as the companion oracle decks. I still haven't gotten those, but I don't really feel like I feel the need to now that I have the tarot deck. It is gorgeous, 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 and it's different. And it's the first deck I got that were like it's more pips in the deck than not. But it is beautiful. And yeah, I do want to dive into this more and use it more. And again, it's the same kind of thing where I got it, but I was also getting a ton of other decks in the mail at the time, and it just kind of went to the wayside. So yeah, that's number 3. And we have number 4 is the Tarot Apocalypsis. This thing is like massive because the book, it's a hardback, super thick book. It's full colored pages. On the majors, the minors have like a thumbnail page colored, but it's all colored. It's massive, and it's a well worth it read. Honestly, look at that. But I love the Illuminati, which is the first deck to this one. This is the second. This is the companion deck to it. And I edged it in this hot pink. It looks red on there, but it's hot pink. This is the extra card in this deck. But this deck is gorgeous. And I just haven't really used it since I got it. I've used it a couple times, but just a second. I've used it For like the first week I got it, and then I haven't really used it since then. And it's, as you can see, in order. But it's a beautiful deck, and I love the Illuminati. And I love this one. I just haven't had a chance to really use it yet. So that is the Apocalypsis Tarot. It is beautiful. Well worth the like $39 I spent on this, because that's all I spent, and that's, I got that book and everything with it. It's crazy. And then the last one, the Tarot of the Hidden Realm, and I got this toward the beginning of the year. The book is fantastic. It's amazing. Such a good book. This was published by Llewellyn. The Tarot Apocalypsis was published by Los Scarabaro. And Antique Anatomy was, I don't know who. Abraham's Notary. Like I said, I got it off Urban Outfitters. But I used this quite a bit when I first got it, toward the beginning of the year. And this seems like a very spring deck to me, and that could be why, because it was around that time when I got this deck. I love the colors in it. I love this fairy tale, foresty world. It's stinking beautiful. And I just haven't used it in a while, and I've been missing it the last couple weeks, so I may go in and start using it again. Look at that little hedgehog and that guy. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Yeah, this deck is gorgeous. Gorgeous, and it is a great little reader as well. Love the colors in this, the spring light colors, especially with winter. We're like well immersed in winter now. And sometimes you need this pick-me-up in the winter months to remember spring is on its way. Yeah, this is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous deck, and I love it. And I just haven't used it in a while, and it's calling me again to use it. So then we have, that was the 5 decks, which was number 11, or day 11, tarot decks that you want to work with more in 2021. So number 12 is oracle decks that you want to work with in 2021. And again, these are in no particular order. This is my Black Moon Astrology cards by Blue Angel, published by Blue Angel. I got this deck with the Sacred Rebels deck from my local metaphysical shop last year. Well, 2020. And actually, I think I bought these in 2019. But they are gorgeous cards, and I got them to learn all about astrology. And I used them for a good probably 3-4 months, and then they kind of went to the wayside. But they're always in the back of my mind that I have them. I know I have them. There's my sign, Virgo. I analyze. It's got all the moon phases. It's got all the houses. That just got really loud. It's got all the moon phases. And I love that for somebody that's just starting out learning about astrology and stuff. It's got all the elements. This would be a perfect deck for that. Plus, the book is really, it's a small book, but it's chunky. It's got good information. It tells you what each card goes along with in a tarot deck. So it's pretty cool, actually. And it's a glorious, beautiful deck. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Yeah, so that is the Black Moon Astrology cards. So then we have the Santa Muerte Oracle. And I haven't really used this because the Santa Muerte Tarot deck I have was a knockoff, and I really haven't used it either. Just because I know it's a knockoff now, and I'm just like, eh. But I do love the deck. I love both decks, actually. And I just haven't... I feel like I need to buy the Santa Muerte Tarot, the legit version, in order to work with this. And that will be happening in the next probably couple months. So, but this deck is beautiful. Beautiful. And it helps you to step outside of what you know and think about the card. And that's the cards I like. I really like is the cards that make you think about things. And it's weird and it's cool, and that's my style. Look at that. But that is the Santa Muerte Oracle deck. So that's deck number 2. Deck number 3, the Halloween Oracle. I was dying for this deck. I did get it before Halloween and used it for Halloween. Comes with a great little book. Backs are gorgeous. It's very shiny. But I don't care about cardstock. It's very, very beautiful. And this is another deck here lately. I'm just like, it's not Halloween, but it's like telling me to work with it. So I may start working with this in the next couple weeks. It's very beautiful and very smart deck. Even though it's geared for Halloween, you could read this, I'm sure, all year long. It's glorious. Look at that. Dawn. The light after the darkness. Gorgeous. It's surprisingly deep for what you would think of as just a kitschy Halloween deck. Risk and reward. Wow. Ghost. Regret. Zombie. Control. Look at that. Beautiful. They're all beautiful. This came up quite a bit for me when I got this deck. I'm like, stop coming up. And it's the veil in the future. Yeah. So I got that in 2020. Then we have Spirit of the Animals Oracle. I had no animal decks. And when I backed the 5-cent tarot, it comes with a huge spread. This is like $15 on Amazon. Look at that book. It's gorgeous. And they're huge cards. Huge, huge, huge cards. But the backs are gorgeous. But I backed the 5-cent tarot and I'm like, I don't have any oracle decks. And then I said I don't have any animal decks. And then all of a sudden all these animal themed decks came into my life. I'm just like, okay, this deck is very beautiful. It's very smart, to the point. It's gorgeous. Yeah. Look at that guy. I don't know why they're mixed. Ugh. Beautiful. There's a unicorn in here. There's a dragonfly in here. I mean, it's got all the animals I would want in a deck in it. Gorgeous. A raven. Eagle. Beautiful. And I worked with it, like I said, quite a bit when I first got it. And then it's been sitting in the back corner because I've gotten so many other decks that I'm working with. So I hope to pull this out again and use it. There's a dragon even. Jeez. I'm trying to find a dragonfly. Ladybug. Beautiful. Just a beautiful, beautiful deck. Giraffes. Oh, there it is. My dragonfly. Gorgeous, and that's the cover of the box. And as soon as I saw this, it's probably one of the few decks I did not even watch a walkthrough. As soon as I saw the dragonfly, I'm like, I'm getting it. Because the dragonfly is one of my spirit animals. I love it. But yeah, that is the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. It is gorgeous. It reads fantastic. And it was super cheap. And for it to come with this book and this huge spread, that's pretty cheap. Pretty good deal. So my last deck, I was dying for this deck for so long. It is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And I use this for ancestor work. The book is amazing. I first got it on Wish and then realized very quickly that it was a knockoff deck. I was very mad. And then I went to my local metaphysical shop where I always go, and I edged it. It's the one and only Oracle deck I've edged. I've edged it in this coppery tone because look at the backs. Holding this deck feels very ancient to me. And that's why when I got it, I knew it was going to be for ancestor work. But this deck is fantastic. The cardstock is amazing. I think it was published by Hay House. It doesn't say on that box. I have the outer sleeve, but I think it was Hay House because that's the same cardstock as my Hay House decks. But I love that cardstock. But this deck is gorgeous. I mean, just look at that. She's in the wind. It's very ancient to me. Very ancient. And I do a lot of, because I have a lot of Native American blood in me. So I do a lot of, try to, you know, connect with my Native American ancestors with this deck. It's beautiful. And I just haven't used it in such a while. And it's another one that's always in the back of my mind. Like, why didn't you use that one today? But I feel like this is not a deck that you use or pair with anything. It's a deck that you would use for inner work. Or like I said, connecting with ancestors. So that's why it's not used all the time. And this is in competition for one of my favorite cards in there. Of course, I'm a Virgo. Earth is going to appeal to me. I love the colors in that. This is one of my... Yeah, I love this deck. Love it. Probably my second or third favorite deck I have, Oracle deck I have. It's just fantastic. And there's the other one that's the Earth is competition for. Love that. It's tied for my favorite card in the deck. I don't know what else to say. This deck is just, it feels like I've got ancestors calling me with this card or with this deck. They just like really want to work with me. And it's beautiful. And I love that it's got little keywords at the bottom. It's brilliant. And I know a lot of people don't care for it, but I love this deck. And it's a collaborative deck with Colin Baron Reed, Alberto Oldo, and Marcelo Lobos. And it's the only Colin Baron Reed deck that I found that I've actually liked. So, I don't know. A lot of people have a couple other of her decks, but I'm just not... This one is the only one that really appeals to me. But it is gorgeous. So that was... Oh my goodness. I'm going to set myself on fire. That was day 12. Yeah. So that was day 12 of Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot. And that was Oracle decks I want to work with more in 2021. So that was the last prompt I'm going to do for today. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.